Forge, Chapter 40. Escape, she whispered. There's a big celebration at headquarters Sunday night, General Washington's birthday. It'll be just like New York, I said. We'll wait until they are deep in their cups and merrymaking, then run. Her eyes narrowed. If you think I'm running away with you, then you have your wits indeed been scrambled. What? She tightened her jaw. I trusted you in Morristown. You lied to me about where you were headed and went behind my back to lay plans for Albany. One of the other cart drivers told me of the plan when he was looking for you. I frowned. Isabel, you lied too, and you stole all of our money. You lied first, and yes, I took the money, but halfway to Philadelphia, I felt bad about it, so I went back. You went back for me? No, not for you, just to return your half of the money. Only you weren't there. Glad to be quit of me, I figured. I was not glad to be quit of you. What happened then? She swung the kettle over the fire. When I didn't find you, I left again and found a nice seamstress to work for in Philadelphia. I saved until I could pay for a spot on the coach to Williamsburg. I was waiting for it in front of the State House when I was grabbed. By Bellingham? She shook her head. The fellow who sold me to him. He was a violent man. She stopped, sudden. That's all I'm going to say about that. I was overcome with an unsettling sensation, as if some giant had picked up the whole earth and tilted it. She'd been hurt, scarred on the inside of her spirit, and I did not know how to help her. I'm sorry, dreadfully, dolefully sorry. The weak words were useless. Since we parted in Morristown, she'd been alone and in the worst sort of misery. No wonder she treated me ill. I cleared my throat. We have to plan for Sunday. The candlelight jumped and played on the walls, making our shadows as tall as the ceiling. 2 tears escaped from her eyes. One fell to the floor, and the other dropped onto the folds of the cloth wrapped around her shoulders and neck. I can't go, she said. Of course you can. We'll stay together every step. I swear, we'll head for Baltimore, or... Hush! She wiped her eyes and shook her head. I already tried to run away. 3 times. She reached for her neck and cloth. Master Bellingham took me to a blacksmith. She found the loose end of the cloth and began unwrapping it, and paid the man to forge this. She let the cloth fall to the ground. An iron brand circled her cheek, fastened there by a lock that hung like a hideous jewel. The collar was just as good as the chains around her ankles. It would alert the world of her circumstance and make it even harder to escape. Bellingham wears the key on the cord around his neck. There's a slot in the back for the bells, she explained. You see, Gideon's carrying them. He locks them onto his collar whenever I leave the house. The ladies I sew for say they give off a musical tone when I walk. Her voice choked with anger. They find it most delightful. The ground under my feet tilted farther, and I felt like I was falling down a dank, endless well. Stone walls closing around me, darkness stealing away my breath. Isabel waited in silence. It changes nothing, I said finally. We'll find a way to remove it once we've gone far away. Any blacksmith you approach would have us arrested and pocket the reward. My only hope is to fool him into thinking that I've changed, so we'll take this off some day. That's when I'll escape. She picked up the long cloth from the floor. You'll have to run alone. If you do, mind your mouth. It always makes trouble for you. Gideon opened the door before I could respond, his bug eyes wider than usual. Is the tea ready? How much did he hear? Nearly, Isabel lied. Your witless friend here can take it up to the gentleman, Gideon said smoothly. I'll prepare the table. Isabel rewrapped her neckcloth. Would you fetch some wood for the fire, Curzon?